Hello, Rachel. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah. Okay, so we joined very early. So we have like 5 more minutes to wait for the appointed time so that people can start joining. Yeah.
Yes, yes, no worries.
Okay, so hi everyone. We'll be starting soon, so we're just waiting for more people to join us. Okay, hi everyone. We're still waiting for more people to join us. Yeah, thank you. Hi everyone, can you all hear me? Yes, we can hear you. Hi.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, good evening.
Brilliant.
We can
Good
hear you.
evening.
Hi, good evening. I can hear you.
Thank you. So we'll just give another 2 minutes and then we can start. And just to confirm, so as we join the call, can we please drop in the chat like what groups are currently on the call? Because we're supposed to start with AI Workforce, but then I understand that the group leaders may not be on the call yet. Is anyone from AI Workforce, for the presentation, is anyone from AI Workforce team in the call? Just to confirm.
Hi, one. Mohammed is here. Mohammed is one of the group
Brilliant.
leaders. We're expecting Elijah. He's another group leader.
Okay. All right, no
Yeah.
problem. Okay, just before we kick things off, I just wanted to say a very big, well done. Congratulations. Thank you. First of all, thank you to, all our mentors for the time that has been committed over the past. We are in week 11, right? And I can't believe, I remember when we were just starting and it was like, oh my God, 12 weeks. But yes, you guys have made it this far. I'm sure you would have learned so much in the course of the last few weeks, gone through different challenges, and I would really like to hear some sincere feedback also about how it was actually getting to work as part of a group, coordinating, pulling people together, all of those things, right? I would love to hear a bit about that. But yeah, I just wanted to say big thank you to everyone for the efforts that you have put into this, because the idea behind this is, yes, you've learned, but then you need to be able to actually put that in practice, right? And there would be no real impact if you're not able to then confidently say, I have worked as part of a team. I've worked to coordinate people, to pull things together, and we've delivered results of value because of that. So thank you to our coaches for all of the efforts put in. Well done to all the, participants. You guys have done an amazing job. I've been looking at some of the decks that have been submitted so far, and I'm like, wow, really? So yeah, very well done, guys. I don't know, Rachel, if you wanted to say something before we, kick off.
Okay, I don't really have much to say, but don't be nervous. We're all here. We are learning together. Don't be scared. Present. And yeah, you rock it. Thank you. Success.
Yes. So, wait, I'm just going to share my screen real quick, just to run through the flow of things. Let me know, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, brilliant. So this is meant to be like the purpose of today's call. For the past 10 weeks, it's always been the coaches talking, the coaches leading, sharing one thing or the other. Right now, we're more like the spectators, right? We're here to listen. We're here to see, and we're here to listen. We're here to, provide constructive feedback based on how you go about your presentations. As you can see, most of the teams have about 10 minutes to present. For those that would like, usually for each track, you have about 2 groups, but then for the tracks, I only have a group of just one group. So you would have 15 minutes rather than 10 minutes to present, right? So you have enough time to go through. And what we're looking for, we're not just looking for you to just, speak right from your presentation. We want to understand, like, do you really understand the concept you're talking about, right? And then at the end of that, we then provide correction. And with that said, I just wanted to hand over to the coaches. I don't know if you guys wanted to share, like, what would you be looking out for, from the presentations that will be done today? Like, what's your expectation and any words of encouragement?
I can start. So for those that don't know, I am the coach for the AI workforce, and for me, I mean, I'll be looking out for something that would make me go wow, pretty much. I gave my team a very stripped off use case, and I told them that I would love for them to be very creative. So I'm looking for something creative from both groups. And yeah, like Rachel said, there's no pressure. And I always say the same thing, no pressure. I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone has to present. And yeah, that's it. That's it.
Thanks, George. And Thomas, I see you're on the call as well. Would you like to share like what you'll be looking out for?
Thank you very much, Juan. Thank you. It has been a journey, a very good one for me, and of course the team from the CRM stream. What I'll be looking out for, there's been a lot to learn during this period, and for my team, okay, just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Thomas Okuya. I almost skipped that part. Okay, my name is Thomas Okuya. I'm the coach for the Dynamics 365 CRM team, and over the past 10 weeks or so, I understand that I have kind of offloaded a lot of information to my team. And at some point, I felt there's a lot to do within this short period. But I'm happy to see that the team has been committed to ensuring that something is learned during this period, and as well understand, not just know how to use the tools. Okay, we are trying to build the functional functional consultant mindset here. So we always attempt to interpret the purpose for some of these tools that we provided for the team to use. And for what I'll be looking out for today would, it's confidence. Yeah, you could know a whole lot, but the ability to be able to put that down could be sometimes considering the environment and considering the fact that maybe you're doing this for the first time. There could be the possibility of just be free. Okay, just be free to organize your thought, put things together as much as you can, and explain the concept as simple as you can. Try to avoid complexities, okay? And best of luck. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Thomas. And Matthew, would you like to say a few words? We're all pumping our teams now.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Just let me confirm that. Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay. So my name is Matthew, and I took on taking the ERP microdynamics finance and operations. So for today and over the past weeks, we've gone through the system. Just like the last speaker, there's been a lot to do. There's been a whole lot, and of course, we wouldn't cover many things. But I think one of the things that my people maybe appreciate is that we've been able to take, cases, and we've been able to fix errors that they have, and we've been able to do a kind of an end-to-end implementation of the ERP. So again, just like the last speaker, I'm looking at the understanding how they're able to interpret and understand. So for me, it's not so much about, doing it. It's about if you understand how you do it, because there could be many ways of doing what you do. So yeah, I'll be really expecting to see a good presentation from all the streams. Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Matthew. And Samson?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Samson from the data analytics team. So this is just an encouragement to my team members and to everyone actually who has been in the learning phase. So I want you to remember that today is not about being perfect. So it's not about showing your progress, it's about showing your progress. And remember, every professional you see today, they actually start from where you are now. They went through the learning phase, doubting phase, and they were still showing up. So guys, you've put in the work, and this presentation is just your next step forward. So I want you guys to speak with confidence, trust your understanding, and really focus on the value you're delivering. That's the most important thing. Don't get scared like everyone has said, you don't need to be scared. It's your work. So just do it with vibe, and the data you are presenting for the analytics team, remember you're always telling a story, and from there you can just own your work. So I wish you the best, and we'll be seeing amazing results. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Samson. So yeah, the last coach is I'm still sharing my screen. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. The last coach is actually Sarah, but then she couldn't join us today because she had another engagement. But she's sending all her love, all her encouragement to her team, and I'm sure she'll be really proud of the work and the effort you guys put into it. So just do your presentations as though she's right here, right? Because she would watch the recording and she would definitely give her feedback. So yes, with that, I think we can welcome the first team, and that would be the group 1 from AI Workforce. Do we have the group leaders?
We have group 2. They dropped on the chat that there is group 2. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Group 2 is present. Group 1, the
All right.
leader will be joining much later.
No problem. So yeah, we can go ahead with group 2 then.
Okay.
Please feel free. Like I put in the chat, when you're presenting, please turn on your camera, We want to see you. We want to like see how you flow with things, but don't feel self-conscious. Again, if your connection is not good, that's fine. You can turn it off, but we would really love for you to turn on your cameras. If you can project you can share your screen, share the presentation from your end. If you're having connection issues, just, let me know and I will share from my end instead. So who would be leading the presentation, please?
Good day. Is it for group 2?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
group 2, Mohammed.
Okay. Chinua should be starting, so she's using her phone right now. So I'll help her share the presentation deck. So
Are you okay to share, or should I share from my end?
Yeah, let me try. Let me see if I'm
Okay.
okay to work.
All right, no problem.
Just a moment. Entire screen. Is my screen up now?
Yes.
Yes, we can
Okay.
see it.
Chinua, maybe you can carry on. If you can see my screen there.
Can you put it in presentation mode, please? Don't worry, I'll guide you.
Well,
The
maybe
way
you
to
should
do
do that
it.
from your end.
Yeah, no, not to worry. So you have to do it from your end. So you see, at the bottom right, where you have the like zoom in and zoom out option. Yes. So
Yeah.
go left. No, go left. Left. Just keep going until I say stop. Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah. That's so click on that slideshow. Yes, and you just learned to present.
Thank you.
Yes, please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good day, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Chinenwa Udoji. My teammates are Mohammed Abu and Promise. We are the Group 2 members of AI Workforce Capstone Project. Firstly, we would like to extend a heart filled with gratitude, to our amiable coach, Church Ephraim, for taking his time to fully groom us this past weeks. To also our inestimable platform explorer, we say a huge thank you for giving us this great privilege to be groomed. So today in our capstone project, we'll be working on a use case, a company called Fabricam. So Fabricam company, the IT, they find it difficult to resolve issues with their employees. So that's the problem we'll be looking at today. They find it difficult to resolve issues with their employees. And when the employees raise tickets, they find it difficult in knowing the particular issue the employees are complaining of. Why? Because it is not structured, it's unstructured. They raise tickets in an unstructured way. So today we'll be giving out solutions on how this can be resolved. That is why myself and my team, we were able to come up with a good solution for a structured way this particular issue will be resolved. So we created an agent using the Microsoft Copilot Studio. We created an agent called Group 2 IT agent. So the Group 2 IT agent will be able to resolve solutions for the IT team. And the solutions we came across, the solutions we were able to create was a means whereby the support tickets opened will be channeled very well to the appropriate IT teams, which will be able to assist them. Because previously, the support ticket wasn't channeled very well. They had missing informations in them. They had inconsistent request formats, too much back and forth communication, and delays in resolving the issue. So that was why we came up with this solution, resolving it. If you go to the slide 2, you would see our solutions which we came up with. So on the slide 3, myself and my team and myself, we came up with an IT solution using Microsoft Copilot. And the agent who created, what the agent will be solving is, the agent will help the IT team rather structure the support ticket that is being raised. So the agent guides the users through a structured process when submitting the request. So when the employees want to submit a request to the IT team, we created ways by which that particular ticket can be submitted. So they'll be making use of each response. They'll be able to impute their username, their department, and the particular issue they'll be working across. I'm very sorry, I can't see the screen, so I don't really know how to
Sorry.
run over this.
Hi, Juan. Can you share from your end?
No, I can't. I'm having view network.
yes.
So I joined.
Yeah.
Yes, we
No
understand you.
problem.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share from my end, and then you let me know if you can see it.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, well, she's using her phone, so maybe it's difficult for her to see. That's what she's trying to say. I don't know.
Yeah, true. That's true. But because you should be able to see the screen right now. I can see the screen that Mohammed is sharing at the moment. So can you see it at all?
No, I can't at all. I can't see it.
What of in slideshow? Hi, Mohammed. Can you place it in slideshow?
Wait, hold on. So I'm going to share from my end. Let me know if you can. Okay, Chineyewa, can you see it now?
No, I can't.
Okay, but
Yes, I
Mohammed,
can
can you see my screen? Oh, you can. Yay. Good.
Yes, I can see.
I can see your screen.
Okay. So where do you want me to go?
Thank you. To the slide 3.
3. Okay. That's the configuration.
No, solution, I think.
Okay.
Oh, solution.
Slide
Okay.
2,
All right.
Slide 2. I think so.
Yes, the solution, slide 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
This is slide
thank
3
you.
that is showing. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. I can see it now. Thank you so much. So what I was saying in a nutshell was, this is the problem we have at hand. Fabricant company, their IT support, they are unable to resolve the solutions of the employee because they were making use of an unstructured way of support requests. They had missing informations. They were not having they were not having knowledge of the particular problem the employees were going through because they were sending out tickets to them in the wrong way. So please, can you go to slide 2? Slide 2, please.
The one before this one.
Yes, please.
Okay.
The solution slide. Oh, no.
Yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. So, thank you very much. So, this slide, we were able, my team and myself were able to come up with a solution for the IT team to be able to work better. And the solution we came up with was helping them strategize a structured way of supporting their employees. Yes, a structured way of supporting the employees. And how were we able to achieve this? First of all, we created a Microsoft Copilot agent using the Microsoft Copilot Studio. Sorry, created the Microsoft Copilot agent using the Microsoft Studio, and we also instructed the agent on the important variables which, when the employees type in, they will be able to get a structured way of sending out their support to the IT team. And how are we able to achieve that? We created a username. First of all, we created submit request. Then we also created a variable whereby they input their name, the user inputs their name. Thank you. So this is the agent that we created, Group 2 IT support, submit support agent. So we created out, they input their name, they input the department which they are routing the issue to. They also input what is the issue, what's the particular issue they're experiencing. Is it an hardware issue? Please go to the solution, please. The slide 2, please.
The solution, right? Or the configuration?
Yes, no, the solution, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So this particular overview, this is where we impute the instructions which we want the agent to carry out. instructions we wanted the agent to carry out, that was where we imputed it in overview. So we instructed the agent on what the agent was going to be doing. So the agent would, first of all, when the employee submits their request, the agent will request for their name. The agent will also request for which department are they routing the ticket to, the support ticket to. And thirdly, the agent will ask them what is the issue they're experiencing. So with the help of the issue they're experiencing, the appropriate IT team will be able to pick up the issue and help them resolve it. Before now, things weren't done this way because they just submitted information without, they just submitted their support ticket without vital information. So my team and myself were able to come up with a vital way of them submitting their tickets, which is providing aggregate information, necessary information, which is their name, the department, their department they are in, and also the type of issue they have. So my colleague Mohammed will be continuing from the next slide. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Chinua. So can you move to slide 3, which is the configuration? So thank you very much. She's already mentioned everything at the problem. So we are in the configuration part. Like she mentioned earlier, we use Copilot to create the agent. And so once in a situation where you should be in a structured way, so we created a topic for it to flow, and then the topic was submit a request. And it is triggered by phrases like, I need IT support, submit a request. When this topic was created, we also added questions notes to collect input from the users. So formally, it was on structured way, where the input would be the name, which is the username, the department, and then the issue type. So the flow is simply in a structured way. The trigger, after the trigger, we create a question node, and then we store the variables, and then there's a summary output after you submitted your request. So let me share my screen and just do a simple demo. Can I go ahead and do that?
Yes, please.
Yes,
But
you
just
can.
to share that you have, we'll just be giving a max of like 3 additional minutes.
Okay, let me do that real quick. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
All right. So I believe my screen is up right now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this is just a simple demo. So when if you submit a request, which is submit a request like this, and then you click enter, it will request for you to ask what is the name. It's trying to come up. So you will see it will ask what's your name. So for example, I'm using one as the user. So it will also which department. So this is in a structured way, like we mentioned earlier. So which department? Maybe you are from IT, and then you enter a department, and then you enter. It will ask which type of issue are you experiencing. So there are options. If it has to do with hardware, software, network, maybe access or account. So you can select any of them. So when creating the agent, give options, multiple options for users to use. So for example, selecting hardware, it will now summarize your request for you to be sure this is what you requested for. So you see your name, your department, the issue type, which is hardware, and then there's a message for you to confirm if the information you provided is correct. And if you confirm and it's correct, and then you say yes, you enter, it will now tell you that the support team will review your request shortly and then reach out to you. Thank you. So this is what's about this. So you can go back to your own slide now. So let me just finish up with the result.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me. So it should be on the result. So as a result of the solution we created, we were able to achieve a lot of improvement, like the demo I just created right now. Once you submit your report and everything, it will provide answers for you in a structured way, and then summarize your request and make it easier for IT team to understand, and then route request to the proper department. If it has to do with software, hardware or access to network issue. The last slide, please. The last slide, Juan.
I'm currently showing the light slide. Can you see it?
Okay, so yeah, so based on everything after setting up the agent, what we learn and our improvement is that proper variable configuration is very important in IT support ticket. So choosing the correct input types also prevent errors. And then adding a simple design flow improve usability, like what we just see right now, where everything is structured. You enter your name, your department, and then the issue type. So for future improvement, we want to integrate Power Automate where to automatically create tickets. And then it will store the data in SharePoint or Dataverse, and then also add more features like priority level based on the users in an organization, if it has to do with manager, the team lead, anything. So we're going to add priority level and also issue a description. So this make the system even more powerful and then scalable. So thank you very much for the time and opportunity.
Thank you. Well done, Group 2 from AI Workforce. That was actually quite interesting and quite impressive as well. So before, like, I would love us to take comments, but then I'm just conscious of time. So just to confirm, do we have Group 1 from AI Workforce on the call as well?
The group leader said he'll be here in 10 minutes. So
Oh, no problem. So we can carry on. But then, Church, I don't know, do you want to give any feedback to the team real quick before we move on to the data analysis group?
Yeah, so just to save time, I'll say that it was interesting to see what you guys came up with. It's pretty good stuff, and I'm sure by the time you spend more time working on more use cases like this, you'll become even better. That's my feedback.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. And just to also put, so going forward, Rachel will probably be our timekeeper, but let's really be conscious of time, because every extra minute we eat into, we're actually taking out from another group's, time. So, but thank you very much. Okay, do we have the data analysis team ready?
Yes, we have the team ready. Good evening once again. So we have Nellin. She'll be presenting. I'll be sharing my screen while she presents. So Nellin, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Okay.
So okay, she's on video. I'll be sharing my screen shortly. So please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes, we can.
All right. So you can shoot some.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Nena, and this is our project for data analytics team. This project was done by me and Justin, but unfortunately, Justin is not here. He's getting married today. Okay.
Oh my gosh, we have a Platform Explorer's wedding. Wow.
Yes. So I'll be the only one. Okay, thank you. So I'll be the only one presenting. Okay, so I want to say a very big thank you to our coach, Mr. Dewale Yusuf and Kasali Samson. And they have been very helpful even when, well, okay, because of time, let's continue. So this is our project, the Superstore Sales. And the business had challenge with understanding sales and profit performance across different regions. So this was the Superstore Sales has they were giving us a raw data. They had stores in the United States, in 10 states in the United States. So they wanted to know understand their sales and profits across the different regions, the customer segments, product categories, states, and shipping mode. And this data was given us in a raw Excel sheet, and they wanted to know which regions in the United States are generating the highest sales profits. They also wanted to know the customer segments which ones contribute most, and which states are driving sales performance, how profit trends are changing monthly across the year, how do discounts and affect profitability. Well, in simple terms, the problem was not lack of data, the problem was lack of clear, fast, and actionable insight from the data. So our project was to give an insight on how this thing, they create a dashboard that will enable the team and the user, the management, to see through the distance. So please, can I go to the next slide? So our solution, we had to design an interactive sales analysis dashboard using the Excel datasheet. That was what we used. Then the dashboard transformed the raw data transaction into clear business visuals and KPI cards that summarize performance across sales, profit, quantity, discount, region, year, etc. The dashboard provides a single view of the business performance from the period of 2014 to 2017. Then we had this key, there was a total, the profit based on the data, total sales were approximately $2.29 million. Total profit was $286,000. Total quantity sold was 37,000, and the approximate profit margin was 12.49%. Now, the key platform capabilities used, we used the pivot tables. That was where we duplicated the raw data file, then we cleaned it. We used the pivot tables to summarize. That was where we got the sales profit, the quantity, the discount by region. We also used the pivot chart. The pivot chart was to convert segments, to convert summary tables into virtual charts. Then we had the slicers that enabled us filter through the region. We also had the calculated metrics. So then we had the key dashboard feature, the KPI cards. They showed the headlines, which are the total sales, the total profit generated for the superstores. Remember, this superstore, they want to know their profit sales. So this KPI card on our dashboard will show you the profit generated, the total quantity sold, the transaction count, discount count, then the region filter. Then there we get to see what each region was able to, the profit they made, whether they made discount, the ship mode. Then the region filters will show each region, the East region, the West region. Then the year filter allows us to see the performance in 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, and followed by the top 10 states, the state that perform most, the segment sales. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Now, the configuration. Now, the technical configuration was built around a structured Excel workbook and the main data source. So the raw data sheet contains 9,994 sales transactions, and we had the data analysis. The fields we had, what we used to get it was the order date, ship date, year, month. Also, the purpose was to track sales and profit trends over time. We had the customer analysis, the geography analysis. It helped us with the region, state, city. We had the product analysis. We had the sales metric. We had the shipping analysis. Now, the dashboard architecture. So the raw data Excel that was given to us, we duplicated, then we filtered it. That was when we now move to the pivot table. That pivot table was what we used to calculate. Then from the pivot, we went to the pivot chart, created the KPI card, then the interactive dashboard with the slicers and the business insights, and the decision making, that's the dashboard. Now, the result, the dashboard successfully converted the raw data sets into clear and interactive business intelligence reports. It provides management with immediate view of sales, performance, profitability, customer contribution. Now, the business impact. So if you see on the screen, you could see below the report of pivot table. This was where we were able to generate what we used in creating our dashboard. Now, the raw data was this was the superstore raw data where they had the order day, ship mode, plenty information, but it could not tell if the sales of the company. So we had the business impact. Now, the dashboard created the following business value: improved visibility into sales, profit, and quantity performance. It made it easier to compare regions, states. It helped identify strong performers such as the West region, the consumer segment, and the technology. It highlighted weak profit areas such as the furniture and loss-making states. It reduced dependence on manual, and it supported better decision-making for pricing, discount management, sales strategy, and product focus. Now the dashboard. So this was the dashboard we were able to create, I and Justin. So, okay. So if you look at the dashboard, so let's use the filter. So we can click on the year 2014. Okay, so this is the raw data that was filtered, and this was what we got. This so on the year 2014, this is the pivot table. So you could see the labels, the sales. Now in the year 2014, this was the total sales. So Superstore sales made this in 2014. They made total sales of $479,000. Then total profit generated, you could see that 49,000. Then total quantity sold. And in 2014, the state that made generated most was California. You could see it was highlighted there with 91,000. And on the other end, you could see that there was an approximated of 10% profit. Now, if you look at the month-on-month change in profit, you could see in September, this was when they made the highest profit. Then if we go to the ship mode, the standard class. Now these are, and the standard class, you could see products by category. Here we had the technology as made the highest sales, followed by office supplies and furniture. And if you also look at the total transaction count, we had about 1,231. The total discount that was given in this year in the standard class was 200. And we had segment by quantity. Consumers were 2,449, and home and whatnot. Now, if you look at now, this slides has helped you to see what each which mode. So let's look at the second class. So if you look at the second class on month-on-month profit, on September, this was when they made their highest profit. Now, the percentage by contribution, segment profit. If you look at the consumer, you could see it has the highest. These are the people who contributed more. Then we had the corporate and then the home office. Products that generated more sales, we had furniture for second class, 214. And we had office supplies and technology. Now you could see the total sales. It's different from what standard class made. If you look at total sales for second class, we have 101,000. We have total profit generated as 9,000, and we have total quantity sold as 1,466. Now let's look at first class. Now first class, California still made by sales had the highest. You could see they had 13,000. Now for superstores in this same year, first class made profit of this. Total profit generated was 9,000, and total quantity they sold was 1,000. So let's look at the region. So we have the central region. So the central region, where we have this state in the United States made the highest. Now we had a total sales from this central region to be $14,000, and total profit generated to be 1,000, and total quantity sold. And so this slide has helped you see through. So if you click on the East region, it changes as well. Now, the good thing about this dashboard is that it allows users. So if you go to our raw data and a new data is imputed, it just automatically updates itself. And the slides helps us see when there is what each region is making at every moment. Okay. Can we go to the last slide? Now, lessons learned and improvement and action. So the KPI card made the dashboard easy to understand at a glance. So while we were looking at the dashboard, you could see the total sales, you could see the discount count, you could see the regions, what they made, you could see the month-on-month profit for each year. Now, the sliders made the dashboard interactive. Now, sliders were able to show us if there was much time, we could look at 215, we could look at 216, and we can also look at 217 and see what Superstore made. Then the monthly profit trend helped users see changes over time. The state ranking made it easier to identify top performing locations. Now, recommended next steps. So clean and validate the data sets regularly, just like I said earlier. So if any information is imputed in the raw on the raw data, it could easily improve its change across board. Then we had calculated fields such as profit margins, value, and sales contribution, and build a Power BI version for stronger interactivity and easier sharing. Train users on how to use the sizers and interpret the dashboard. So I think this was all we did, and this is our project for data analytics team. Thank you.
Well done, well done. This is rather impressive. And what's actually even more impressive is the fact that I know you had to, although you worked on this with your colleague, but then you had to do the presentation yourself. So the confidence to do that, we appreciate you, just coming up and doing your best work. So thank you very much for that. Samson, I don't know if you wanted to share any comments on her presentation.
Yeah, I think for me, the presentation is actually good. So I always tell my team members that whenever you're presenting your work to the stakeholders, you have to tell a story. And I think she took everything into consideration. So thumbs up. And she went up with time. We gave her 15 minutes. She finished 12 minutes, 59 seconds. So that's a good one. So thank you.
Yes,
you.
exactly. Thank you very much.
I know we don't have enough time, but I would advise to add this project on LinkedIn, talk about it, because the best places that you can get opportunities is online. You can talk about this project and even get like a freelancing opportunity. So just try and talk about it online using storytelling.
Okay, you mean like I said I would screenshot, but because of tension, because of everything, I forgot. So just now you are saying this.
Do a video. People hardly, if you have too many compiled screenshots, people do not have that retention.
They lose focus.
Yeah, so just do like a short video and then have a storyline, like a short write-up. Just something that you make sure that you keep the person watching and focus it on start with the problem and then top it up with the solution. You can, I'm not saying you're going to get 100%, but you might get an opportunity from it.
Okay, thank you so much, Rachel.
All right, so now we'll move on to the next group. That will be the ERP team. So, oh yes, please.
Sorry, the group one is here, and I believe they are ready if there's time.
Oh, okay, all right then. So yeah, definitely we can shuffle things around. So yeah, group one. Would you like to share your screen? Who would be presenting?
All right. Hello, everyone. I'll be presenting for group one. Can you hear me, please?
Yes. Hi, Elijah.
Hi. So sorry, I had
No
to.
problem. No problem.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Elijah Aremu. I'll be presenting for AI Workforce Group 1 team. And in our group, we were able to come up with an IT support request assistant, which is going to help a lot of users within organizations or anywhere support is requested by the IT team. All right. So together with me is Eloakachi Boeze and Pekulia Nwosu. All right. So we came up with a solution from a problem statement, which is IT depends a lot on efficient structure support intake. Support is still key, even with the era of AI. All right, so support is still key in everything that we do on a day-to-day basis. So current processes are fragmented, inconsistent, and then we have a lot of difficulty to manage at a scale. So some of the pain points are unstructured channels, such as emails, phone, informal messaging, and all of that. Then sometimes we have missing or incomplete request data, which cause a lot of back and forth between the user and then the support team itself. Then at some point, there are no issue prioritization, all right, which can bring about critical issues being overlooked and all of that. Then there are some manual instances where things are still done manually, all right, and then without the help of workflow, there can be human errors coming up. The other pain points are there are no real-time validation or submission confirmation for users, all right? And then at the end of the day, users might not receive necessary guidance needed to help resolve their issue. Now, the business impact here is that there are delays in issue resolutions, there are increased downtime, inefficient resource allocation, and then the whole cycle, which most of the time comes as a result of human error, is also impacting the business as a whole. So our objective here is to come up with a design and also implement a conversational assistant through the use of Copilot Studio, all right, that will help to standardize requests that are captured. It validates data, it prioritizes issues as well, and also automates submission to the IT team. So our solution, it's not too complex and it's not too easy, so it's just in between, all right? So we came up with an intelligent conversational IT support assistant built using Microsoft Copilot Studio and integrated with a Power Automate for email delivery, so that for every request that is made, all right, the IT team also receives an email notification. So some of the things that were covered, the topics rather, are conversational starts, all right? For every chatbot request, there is supposed to be a welcome, all right, something to welcome the users. And then where the next thing will be to submit a request, which is another topic that covers how or what triggers these users can use to communicate with the chatbot. And then at the end of the day, if there's a need to start all over, so we also have that as well. Then there is an end-to-end behavior, which is a lot of things put in place, as we'll soon see in my demo, where users can be more guided in what the input should be, and then how the input is more structured. Because one thing we realize is that anybody can enter anything to make a request, right? But if the data is not structured and well stored into the database or into the storage means, whichever it is, at the end of the day, there may be a mix-up somewhere, all right? Then we also did something to prioritize urgency in terms of if the issue being reported is urgent or not. Then before submission, there is a summary being shown to the user and then confirmation as well. Then at the end of the day, there's a ticket number generated, all right, in between, so that the IT team can properly track, all right, which requests, and then there's an email as well to the IT team. So for the configuration part, I don't know, I would just like to show us what the demo looks like. Just a moment, please. Yeah. So for the configuration, like I said, I'd just like us to walk through some of the things that were designed in between these. So this is the start point, which is the overview of the chatbot. All right. And then looking through the topics that was created, like I said, we made use of 3. And then the main one is this submit a request topic. Let me just open this. I hope my network is good. Yeah, all right. So just to walk us through what this chatbot looks like. So we have a trigger, all right? The trigger welcomes the users and also states some of those things or some of those keywords, all right, which are triggers that the users can use, all right? As we move on, then the agent requests a lot of things, questions such as your name, all right? And then after the name is requested, in case the user does not include or did not include anything in the name, maybe, you know, how users can just maybe miss a point, all right, there is a condition here to check if there is actually a request from the user, there's a name from the user imputed or not. So if it is blank, then the agent requests again that could you please provide us your name, all right, before we proceed. And then this one here is used to loop back to the current input required by the user. All right, then we move on to other questions like enter your email address, the same thing as in the first one, then your phone number. So meanwhile, all of these questions are being stored in variables, all right, which are required because we'll use them throughout the life cycle of the agent. Then we also have what department. So in this department, we decided to use multiple choice options, given a scenario whereby we have, say, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 departments within the organization. So we have the IT, the HR, the finance, sales, marketing, operations. So instead of having the user to manually enter anything within the option, it could be, say, for example, human resources. So human resources could be HR, maybe HR in small letter or HR in capital letter or the full of the HR, all right? So, but we don't want that. We want consistency within the data. So we decided to use these multiple options that gives users an option to just select an option. Ooh, okay. Okay.
So let's go for the live demo, Elijah. There's
All
still a
right,
lot to
all
work
right.
through. Let's go for the live demo.
All right, thank you so much. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prompt the bot using any of these phrases. So say, for example, log issue. All right, so I expect the bot to follow the order. No, this is not it. Just a moment. Issue. Okay, so he then asks me, what is my name? So I go ahead and say it's Elijah. Then it also asks me, what is my email address? So I'll just go for elijah@outlook.com. Let me just stay here. Then it also asks me for my phone number. So I just give a random phone number. Then after this, then it asks me for my department. So I just get to choose any one of the departments. So in this case, I'm going to choose finance. Then it asks me for the issue type. All right. So I'm just going to say maybe hardwares. Then the next thing will be how urgent is this? So this is the part that covers the urgency. So I'm just going to say. All right. So I'm just going to choose critical. So when it's critical, it's going to say things like this issue has been marked as critical. Our IT team will prioritize this. Then it asks me to describe what issue I'm saying. So I'm just going to say we need lots of printers. Let me just keep it simple. Lots of printers. All right. So after that, it gives me the summary, wants me to confirm if this is correct. So once I confirm it's yes, it's good. So if I click on yes, then it moves to the next route, which is to give me a ticket number. So this ticket number is generated for me that I can use to keep for myself. Then this particular summary is shown to me. And at the end of the day, the IT team would also receive an email address of this, an email rather, showing them that there's a new request that needs to be marked as urgent. Just a moment, I'm going to display the new email that just came in. All right. So here is a sample of the email that just came in. All right. Well structured, easy to grasp, and then showing all that is required. And then maybe in the future, if this is well implemented into any system, all right, you can just from here view the ticket directly, and then you can go ahead to work on the ticket and resolve the ticket. So this is what we are able to come up with within the Group 1 team for workflow, AI workflow. I think I'll just stop here if there are any questions that you would like to ask me.
I do have,
done.
yeah, I do have something to say quickly. So
Okay.
thank you so much for the presentation. Thank you so much for the presentation. That was really awesome. So I'm just talking from experience, like
Okay.
for a production agent, a production deployed agent, you need to, when you are moving from what is your name, and then the user provides their name, and then you are moving next to what is your email, you need to make
Okay.
sure that there is an acknowledgement.
Okay.
Yes, you
All
need
right.
to make sure that there's an acknowledgement telling you that, oh, thank you, like we have gotten your email, then we have gotten
Okay.
your name, then before you ask the next question, what is your email
All right.
address? So when you are chatting with agents, you need to make sure that it's as human as possible. The interaction is as human as possible. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Okay, thank you very much. Well done, well done, Elijah and team. That was quite interesting to see, the flow. And thanks, Rachel, for the feedback shared. So I think we're good to move to ERP now. So is the ERP team ready to present?
One, sorry, can Power Platform go? I dropped a message for you on the chat.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. So, okay, can we just have, and the reason is just because I know the coach wants to give a bit of feedback and he has
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, definitely, yeah.
Thank
That
you.
works.
So
Yeah.
sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, thank you.
So do we have the ERP team ready? And if they're not ready, we'll move to Power Platform.
Yes, our team member is ready.
Oh.
Nico,
Yeah,
presenting.
Okay.
Hello, Leko.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello,
And
can
would
you
you
hear me?
like me to share my screen? Or are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's loading. Can anybody else see the presentation, or is it just me that's seeing blank?
Yeah, I think it's still loading the cloud on my end as well.
Okay. How's your connection, Lincoln? Oh, yes, I can see it now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So my name is Olalekan Adedoyin. Yeah. I'm representing the ERP Dynamic 365 FNO Group A. So myself and my colleagues Lawa Ganiat, Yao Mesa, and Andrew, we are the one who worked on this project together. Yeah. So the problem statement of the project is that our clients, the customer, their current business is kind of inefficient because they depend heavily on manual processes, and which is time consuming and prone to human error. And as a result, it reduces productivity, and business operation is kind of inefficient as well. The complex is also too complex for the employees to be able to complete their task on time. And client also lack convenient way to monitor
and track their transactions in real time. So based on the project, problem statements, we came up with this solution. What our implementation is the kind of solution that our implementation is trying to offer is to improve the efficiency of the business operations by reducing manual processing, streamlining the business process, enabling the employees to be able to perform their tasks faster through automation of most of finance processes, supply chain, and the system administration processes as well. So we're able to automate business processes and improve organization business business process, and we also support business growth and profitability because since the process is now more efficient, business is able to be more efficient in terms of selling to their clients and revenue generation. And so what we do, we leverage the general ledger module features and functionality, the standard features and financial capability. We also leverage the account payable module and features and the functionality to manage supply chain for the business. And we also leverage the account receivable module to manage the customer and the sales cycles. And we leverage the inventory to manage products for our clients and to also manage inventory behaviors in terms of we actually use the item model group method or will be the first item to. And, this also depends on how the cost of goods sold is calculated, right? Yeah. So these are our solution. Yeah. So just to let us know a bit about our clients. Yeah, our clients, what they do, they sell and they also manage inventory, like they buy products, stock products, and they house those products in their warehouse and they also sell to customers. So which means we just like, can you see my screen, please? And can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your screen.
All right, all right. So this is the customer record.
Sorry, just a quick.
Yes.
Just a quick comment. Do you mind putting it in presentation mode so we can see the dashboard better?
Okay.
Yes. So the same steps as earlier. So if you just go to your bottom right and click on the slide. Yeah, exactly. On that. Yeah. Thanks. Well done.
Okay. My player. So this is the customer record. The customer that we created. So we just put a the configuration DD system. So you can see on the screen there's customer name is there and the customer group is also there. So which means the customers group is all customers. Okay. Our clients, we assume that we have a client that does not really want to, maybe their current processes, they don't really group their customer, they don't have classification of customer, and by standard, the system, we have to group our customer in the system. So we assume, so we have to create a group called all. So we put all your customers in this group. Okay. So the currency, which is the both the accounting currency and the transaction currency that the business transacts with, is in euro. Even the reported currency is in euro because the company headquarters is in Malta, right? And we have method of payment. EFT means electronic transfer. So our customer do not they don't buy goods in cash. They don't buy goods in with check, and they don't also sell using this method of payment that I mentioned, except the electronic fund transfer. It's either they make use of transfer from mobile app, or they make use of ATM, POS machine, or payment terminals and the like. So we have terms of payment that is net 30. So this talks about the due dates. Okay, that's our customer have to pay. So within 30 days of buying our products, we must receive money from them. So that's what net 30 means. Yeah. So I'll move to the next slide right now. And you can see, so after configuring the system, we configure the products, the inventory management. We create items. We create vendors. So many configurations. I cannot mention all the configurations here right now. So we're able to process the sales cycle. Like we try to create a sales order, and we also try to confirm it, ship it for delivery, okay, pack it, and invoice it. Okay, so what we have now is just a snippet of the invoice. Okay, so you can see on the invoice, the item that we sold to our customer is cheese, and the quantity we sold out to quantity, and the unit price is 1,000, right? And so the total amount of the both quantity is 2,000 naira. Then there's also tax. We also did tax. We configure tax, and this tax is like 80% of the item being sold. Okay, so the tax is excluded of the total amount, so it means it's going to be added to the total amount. So this is the sales tax. So total amount now will be 2,003.60 euro. So what we have now is a screenshot of customer transactions, which involves invoice and payment summary. So after invoicing the customer, we also received payment from the customer, which we need to record on the system, and this transaction needs to hit our GLs, right? So what we have now is just a summary of the transactions that we have. So the first line is the payment that was made, and we can see the payments. We can see the amounts in the transaction currency. We can also see the amount in accounting currency, and we can see the amount in reporting currency as well. And this is showing in credit, and the sales order also, you can see the sales order as well. You can also see the amount that was ordered. So let us move to the next slide. Yeah, so this slide is displaying the inventory transaction. So the impact of the transactions being done on our inventory. So what this means is that we purchased 5 items with purchase order. So we can see that we received 5 items into our inventory. You can see the quantity received, and we can also see the units being sold out. That is why we are saying -2 each. The unit of measurement that we are using is each, right? And we have invoice voucher transactions. Okay, so this has to do with the voucher transactions, the financial impact of our invoice posting on the GLs, right? So when we posted our invoice, we have the customer balance. We have the customer balance being debited, right? And we also have VAT. So tax is a liability, and it goes into the credit side. And we also have the product sales, the sales order revenue also being credited. Okay. And this is the reverse of the kind of entries that we have during the shipping and pack and slip. It's like a reversal. So the configuration that we did data migration. We migrated master data from legacy system into Dynamics using the data management solution. This ensure accurate and consistent data transfer. We also configure the account receivable module and manage customer invoice payments, outstanding balances efficiently. And we configured the general ledger module to support organization financial operations, including recording and tracking in transaction. General ledger module has to do with the creation of legal entity, number sequence, creation of currencies, the mapping of the chart of accounts, the exchange rates, and the like. So then we also configure the tax management module to improve workflows, coordination, and especially what we did for tax is to be able to report to our tax authority. Okay, yeah, at the end of the month. So that is the reason why we have to do configure the tax module, and this is localization based. Okay, it varies from country to country. Okay, so our country is Malta, and the percentage being charged as tax is 18%, which we saw the effect on our transaction. So we configure the inventory management to track stock level, inventory movement, product availability in real time, and we also enable financial reporting capabilities, allowing users to be able to generate financial statements directly from the system. Financial statement talks about the profit and loss account and the balance sheets. Okay, even the trial balance is very easy for our client to be able to generate that within the system. So we implemented transactions tracking features to provide visibility into business activities and improve operational control. And we configure financial dimensions as well to allow users to analyze and track transactions. So financial dimension that we did has to do with the cost centers and department, because our clients will love to have visibility, not just on the impact of the transaction from the main account. They want to be able to analyze further to the dimensions level, the cost centers level, and the department level, which was part of what we did. So the results, we worked on different modules: general ledger, account receivable, account payments, product information management, inventory management, the tax module. So right now, the organization can now operate with clean, centralized, and well-structured system. This has improved like 60% data quality and accountability. The ERP system now become a single source of truth. Before now, they have 7 departments: procurement, finance department, sales department, marketing department, HR, credit and collections, which work in silos. Okay, but now everything is being integrated, and they work with accurate and consistent information. So information is now more reliable. Previously, 10 records were maintained separately across different departments, leading to duplication and inconsistencies. But right now, these 10 records have now been consolidated into one centralized system, improving collaboration and data migration. So our recommendation is, what we are going to recommend is that our client can extend this functionality further by implementing what we call vendor collaboration. Okay, there's a vendor collaboration module, which is going to help their procurement process. Okay, so vendor will have access to what we call the vendor portal. Okay, so they can use that to respond, okay, to request for quotation and to biddings, and we will have the results. I mean, from our end, we'll be able to consume it. I mean, the client will be able to consume it directly from the system. So thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Lekon. Well done.
My pleasure.
Matthew, I don't know if you'd like to give any feedback.
Yeah, I think just a short one. So thanks to the team for preparing, and thanks to Nico for presenting. It was a whole lot, because it's I mean, well done for trying to squeeze everything in. I really appreciate that you guys were able to really understand what the whole thing is all about. Like I said in our last meeting, guys, this is not actually the beginning. And yeah, just keep going from here. I'll always be available to thank you.
Yeah, thank you, boss. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. Guys, how are we feeling? If you need to take a drink of water, I would advise you go and do that now. If you need to take a tea break or coffee break, like they'll say here, peculiar, I can see. Well done. Okay, so I think we're ready for the next theme. But then really, really good job to all the teams so far. Like always, please let's just be mindful of time. Because every time we go beyond, then we're eating into another groups. So yeah, we'll be taking group one from cloud computing. Do we have the team leads or the presenters from group one here, please?
Yeah, we're here.
Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, the floor is yours. Your time starts at like in literally 1 minute. So yeah,
Okay. Can you see my screen?
it's loading up. Yes, we can.
Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Naka, and in our group, yeah, we were given more or less a cloud computing challenge. So the main task was to design a ride-sharing platform like Uber or Bolt, thereabout. But the thing is, yeah, like instead of just saying like, oh, we are going to use this server for this, this and that, we're more or less like giving the go ahead to build the full technical design. It's not a real app here, but this is the full technical design, the use case more or less. So yeah. And one more thing, yeah, before we talk about like the whole solution and all the whole solution and everything of this particular use case, if you think of the last time you used Bolt or Uber, whatever, when you open the app, when you tap like request and the like within seconds, the driver is already on the way. Everything in the back, everything like from your own point of view, it seems simple, but behind that whole one tap, a lot is happening. So first, you need the system to find the nearby driver instantly. Second, you more or less second, like how do I put it again? Your payment details are in there, so your location is being tracked, and more or less the data always has to be secure. And let's say it's like a Friday night or Christmas Saturday or whatever. So there are thousands of people requesting a ride. So it needs to be seamless to avoid crash. And fourthly, if a driver accepts a ride and the app like goes down for like, let's say even 40, 50 seconds, it's a terrible experience. So the platform has to be available basically 24/7. As you can see here, these are like these problem statements and all. And yeah, so these 4 problem statements, 1, 2, 3, and 4, where we set out to solve like the speed, the scale, security, and more or less the reliability of the system, which drove like us to make like every decision we made like so far in doing this. So this is the solution. How do we solve all that? And with this, we decided to pick 9 Microsoft Azure services. And just to be clear, we didn't just like pick random ones. We had to select like each single service to solve one of like each of these problems mentioned here. So the first one is the Azure front door. I'm just going to like run through each and everything. So this is more or less the main gate of the platform. This Azure front door is the main gate of the platform. Every single person that opens the app, whether they are in Lagos, Imo State, London, wherever, their request comes through here first. You get. So it then decides like which server to like send them, so that no single server like gets overwhelmed. More or less, let's say like you're at a club or whatnot. This is more or less like the bouncer at that front door. And then this Azure App Service here. So this is where like the like main like actual applications live. The rider, the app, the driver app, the admin dashboards. These are all running on the app service layer. So this is more or less the building like where like everything kind of like operates. Then the Azure API management here. This is where like how do I put it, like different parts of the like system need to like constantly talk to like each other, like asynchronously, like back to back. So the rider app talks to the ride matching system, the ride matching system talks to payments, API management, like it just sits in the middle of all that and make sure like every like conversation is authorized and secure. So yeah, the Azure SQL database, yeah, this one is kind of like straightforward. This is just like the cabinet, more or less, the shelf.
it's like where like all the whole user accounts, every ride has happened, the payments process, this and that. This is where this is what it's like, this is where it is. Then this Azure cache for Redis. To kind of simplify this, so let's say, imagine like every time, like let's say a rider requests a ride, the system has to like go through like the entire like cabinet to find the like available drivers. So like that would be kind of like slow, you get. So the Redis is like a more or less a notepad, or like all those sticky notes you keep on your wall or whatnot. So it holds the like most like active needed more or less data for, so like you can access it like instantly, hence the word like cache, you get. So yeah. The Azure Service Bus. So here, like when a ride ends, three things need to happen at the same time, like concurrently. The payment needs to process, the driver needs to like get a notification, and the DB, the database, needs to update. So the service bus more or less is like that conductor. It's like a group chat. Yes, it's like a group chat, and just like make sure like all those messages get like delivered reliably. Like even if like one part of the system is slow, you get. As well, maps, routine tracking. I think this is kind of like explanatory because of time. I'm just trying to run through this. As well, monitor and application insight. So more or less, this is like the control room, just watches everything in real time. You get. So if anything spoils, breaks down, or slows down, whatever, it sends a notification as well as the team immediately. And yeah. Then as for this Azure AI services, this is like this smart layer. You get. It kind of predicts like demand like before it happens. It detects like if like someone is like trying to like commit, let's say, fraud, and like powers the support chatbot, so like users don't have to like call for like maybe all those basic issues, whatnot. So sorry, I'm talking quite long. Let me just run through this. So this is the configuration that we went for. So this is the configuration that we went for. So when you as I said earlier in the previous slide, whatnot. So when you open the app, as I said, the Azure front door, this is when you open it up and tap request, this is like the first thing has to pass through the Azure front door. It's received globally, and like it was the like closest available server. So as I said, the bouncer in the club, the API management, it checks like is this a real like user, is the request valid? If so, okay, move forward. You get. Then this API now when it like reaches the ride matching service running on the Azure app service, this is more or less like the brain, you get. And it needs you to find a driver, and to do that thing, yeah, it needs to run this same thing concurrently, like at the same time. So one, the Azure SQL, as I said, checks to find drivers nearby. Azure Maps calculate the best route and the estimated time of arrival. The what's it called again? The service bus sends the location easily. So yeah, this more or less the configuration more or less aligns with everything, the solution. So you can see like they kind of have the same flow. So yeah, just to run through time. So the results now, yeah, we haven't launched this in like the real world. So these are the expected results you get. So like they are like grounded in how Azure, Microsoft Azure actually works. So more or less, I'll just explain like 2 out of 3 because of time. So the auto scaling handles peak demand. So basically, yeah, this is one of the like biggest advantages of the cloud. So on a Monday morning, maybe 550,000 people are using the platform. You get. With Azure, the system automatically like kind of like adds more compute power when demand spikes, and also scales back down when it's quiet. So like you're not paying for resources like that you're not using. You get. High availability to manage Azure services. So basically, Azure's managed services comes with like what they call like it comes with SLAs. Yeah, it comes with SLAs, like service level arrangement. So they guarantee like 99.9% uptime. That means the platform is basically always on. So you don't have to worry about like downtime or whatnot. So yeah, those are the sort of explain for now. Yeah, so the lessons learned from all this, what we actually learned. So firstly, yeah, personally, when you build cloud native, so the scalability is automatic. You're not boiling it down like later on or whatever. It's actually like built in, like baked into the design. Also monitoring is not optional, you get. So like you can't run a full production system blindly. You get, if you don't have visibility on like what's actually like happening, you like miss like the problems when they actually like escalate and become disasters. Yeah, so feature improvements, like where do we take this next? Dynamic pricing using Azure AI to kind of like implement like surge pricing automatically when demand is high, just like how it is in like traditional Uber application. And one more thing, let me pick one of these two. Okay, multi-region disaster recovery. So right now, yeah, our design runs on one particular Azure region. So like the next step more or less will be to like set up the second region so that if one data center goes down, yeah, you get everything automatically like switches over. So there's no downtime globally. So yeah, and that is Azure Ride, fully cloud native ride sharing platform. Yeah, every service we chose here had a reason. Get so, and every decision we made was like driven by like an actual real problem. So thank you. Sorry for talking too much. This is 7:30.
No problem. Well done. Well done. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was quite interesting to hear. Yeah, Rachel.
Okay, yeah, so I have a feedback. Beautiful presentation. Thank you so much. But I just have a feedback on it. When you are giving a presentation, you need to make sure that you think about the people in the room. Just think about it that these people are not technical. They are new to this technology. This might be the first time that they have heard about Azure. Okay, so you have to start from the business problem, what the business problem is about. We're talking about a drive share app, right? You have to explain the business problem, let us know the business problem, and then move from there to talking about the solution, like how did you bring about the solution, why that solution to solve that business problem, and then maybe you can give a brief idea about the tool, because the presentation was mostly about explaining. It was mostly about explaining the tool, and I know you tried to use like a mundane example about bouncers and stuff like that, but you need to make sure that you have focused. Like the person does not have to think, okay, what were we talking about again? What was the problem again? So you have to make sure that you are focused on what the problem is, what the solution, and then progress from there. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for that feedback, Rachel. And I'm sure like, and I get Rachel's point, because, and if you notice in the chat area, I'm trying to keep the chat interesting, guys. So if you're not there, you're not in the right place. So in the chat area, I was really then giving that, like asking that question, how do we all feel hearing about other technology? Because you discover that you've been in your own track for the past, 10 weeks, 11 weeks, but then there's so many other things happening outside of, the data analysis, cybersecurity, power platform, and the likes, right? So it just really exposed, and that's really why we're having this group presentation. So we get to hear from other teams, get to understand like what have we been working on, what's the possibility with this solution, and that then also boils down to what Rachel said. So when we're sharing all of these concepts, right, or presenting, you need to then break it down to common terms, common language, letting people, carrying people along without oversimplifying, but then also making sure that your audience is carried along as well. But very, very well done. Thank you very much, Noble. Okay, are we ready for group 2?
Hello, good evening. Yes, group 2 for cloud computing is ready.
Brilliant. Yeah, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Good day, everyone. I am team lead for group 2. So I will be sharing my screen now. My team members are on the call, and we will be handling different parts of the presentation. So please just confirm you can see what I'm trying to share now, please. Thank you.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, good
Yes, we can
evening.
hear you.
My name is Okeke Antonia, and I'll be presenting on the Azure ride sharing platform. Our project focuses on a ride sharing system, something we interact with every day like Uber or both. So the idea is to make booking a ride faster, easier, and more reliable using a simple digital platform that connects passengers with available drivers in real time. Basically, we're looking at how technology can improve the way people move from one place to another. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Yes, it's on the next slide.
Okay. Ride-sharing services have become an important part of modern transportation, and it has been helping people move around more easily and efficiently using mobile application. The main problem we are addressing is the inefficiency in traditional transportation systems. So in many cases, users experience delays in getting rides, unclear pricing, and difficulty with matching nearby drivers easily. So our goal is to design a scalable cloud-based ride-sharing platform using Microsoft Azure by delivering a seamless user experience with a high reliability and security. So at this point, I'll hand over to my teammate to continue the next part. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Susan Idowu. So to make sure the app never crashes, stays fast, and keeps users safe, we split it into simple layers. First of all, to handle high security and traffic, we use Azure Front Door and API management. They act as a single front gate together. Think of it as a smart digital security guard that nothing can come in unless it passes through it. They limit how many rides a user can book at once, stop hackers from flooding the system, and spread incoming traffic across multiple servers, and handle encrypted traffic to keep the network running smoothly. For example, during morning busy rush hours, like in the morning now, everyone is usually rushing or looking for how to reach their place of work as soon as possible. It can block fake automated traffic at the gates while smoothly guiding real passengers inside to book their rides. And secondly, for real-time driver matching, our main system runs on Azure Kubernetes service and uses Azure Service Bus to talk. The Azure Kubernetes service handles things like user profiles, route requests, and trip tracking. And most importantly, each changes can be made on each services independently. That way, it also makes it easier to track any issues. Azure Service Bus is like our messenger. It lets all our services talk to each other without waiting around. Imagine it's a New Year's Eve. If our text notification system gets totally jammed up, sending Happy New Year messages, Azure Service Bus holds each text in a separate waiting line. This keeps our main matching system completely free so passengers can still find a driver without hanging or ceasing. The third point, to handle live GPS tracking, we pair Azure Signal R for live location updates and route status with Azure Cache. For Redis, Redis is used to filter quick routes. For example, as a driver moves, Redis instantly logs their location while single app streams it live to your phone, showing the little car sliding smoothly across the map instead of jumping around. And the next point, for payments and data, our data layer splits the work. We use Cosmos DB for driver and rider locations. It is fast and works at large scale. We used Azure SQL to store structured info like payments and invoices. We also use blob storage for storage of profile image documents and logs. For instance, regular trip location history is quickly saved into Azure Cosmos DB, so the map stays fast. But your actual credit card payments and billing details go to a highly secure SQL database to guarantee your money is handled safely. Finally, under AI and analytics, we used machine learning, Azure Maps, and cognitive services. This helps to predict ride demand, set surge pricing, estimate arrival times, find the best routes, calculate distance and travel time, detect fraud, and power a customer support chatbot. Imagine a sudden rain it whenever it's raining heavily, but like you don't expect it, especially this is a rainy season. Our AI instantly calculates a fair search price based on how many people need the ride, while Azure Map changes the driver's route to avoid flooded streets. So together, these services make the system fast, reliable, and smart. I will now pass it over to my partner, Mr. Obum, to explain the architecture and end-to-end data flow.
All right, thank you. So moving on to the architecture, our platform is obviously built on Microsoft Azure, using a layered architecture. Each layer has one job, that is, together they deliver a fast, secure, and intelligent ride-sharing experience. Let me walk you through the moment the rider opens the app. So every request, whether a rider is booking a trip or a driver is updating their location, is first hits the door API. This is our front gate. Front door distributes our traffic globally so that no single server gets overwhelmed. It also handles SSL offloading so that encryption is dealt with at the edge, as this also blocks malicious traffic before it ever reaches our system. Once the request clears the gates, it reaches our microservices running on Azure Kubernetes service. We have separate services for user profiles, ride matching, route request, and trip tracking. The key design here is independence. So if we need to update how ride matching works, we just deploy that service without touching any other thing. Messaging and real time. This is where the platform comes alive. Azure Bus Service acts as a messenger between these services so that when a ride is booked, the event is queued and each service reacts in their own time without waiting on another, while SignalR pushes live GPS updates to the rider screen in real time. Also, Redis Cache stores frequently accessed data like nearby drivers, so that we are not hitting the database on every location. Basically, all that activity also needs to be stored. We will be using 3 databases, each chosen for a specific job. Cosmos DB handles the driver and rider location. Azure stores structured data like payment invoices and trip history. Also, the blob storage holds everything else like profile pictures and system logs. For AI and analytics, that is this section, that is this layer down here. This is the intelligence layer. Azure Machine Learning predicts demand hotspots for surge pricing. Azure Map also helps to calculate the best routes. In terms of for the results on the scalability side, the platform supports millions of concurrent. This caching means the app isn't querying the database every time. For security and costs, Azure AD handles authentication, and on cost, we only scale what is needed. For the lessons learned, the biggest lesson was around event-driven architecture. We assume services to call each other directly, but under the real load, that creates a chain reaction. One slow service blocks everything. The second lesson was how much caching how much difference caching makes. And lastly, the third lesson also being that real time is hard to fake. If your data layer isn't designed for low latency from the start, the right database, no amount of front entry will save the user experience. And lastly, we built this what we built has a strong foundation. It is scalable, secure, and real time. And the architecture was deliberately chosen to grow. Then the next enhancements and rebuilds, we will be looking at multi-region deployments to scale vertically in other regions for more users. Thank you.
Well done, well done. That was quite interesting, and it was good to see your group actively apply Rachel's feedback, like literally on the spot. So that was a really good presentation. Well done, guys. And I know like there were certain limitations because I was like tracking the group chat. I could see that we're having issues with credit and what have you. So your team decided to go the architecture route. And I think the good thing here is that it still did not water down the effect or the effort that you all have put in your learning, that you all have put, across over the past few weeks, right? So it's really good to see how you're able to bring together first from giving a very clear like problem statement to your actual solutions, right? So very well done, everyone. I'm sure Sarah will be really proud when she watches this recording. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So we're ready for the next team, right? And that would be our CRM team. Yeah. Is the CRM group, are you guys ready for your presentation? Oh, they are very ready. I just went ahead to share screen. Thank you. Oh yes.
Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me properly?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. And we can see your slide.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So I'm going to dive right in because of time. So my name is Oluwatobiloba. I'll be representing my team to do a walkthrough. Give me a minute, please. Let me put this on presentation mode. Okay, great. So I'll be representing my team to do a walkthrough of the Dynamics 365 sales solution that we built for Maxi. Okay. So basically, Maxi is a Cape Verdean company that sells bicycles, right? And they have an issue of actually managing their customers because they are growing. Maxi has about 3 salespersons, one of which is Daniel. I'm going to use him as my as the persona for this presentation. So basically, Daniel is the best salesperson on the Maxi team. However, he struggles with managing. Ideally, the job of a salesperson is to manage relationships, right? But instead of managing relationships, Daniel is actually managing files. A customer comes into the system, he updates it on Excel, and then it prepares codes manually, which introduces some errors into the system. And this has actually caused them to lose customers, to lose revenue. And so the Maxi team came to us. We are service providers, and they said, okay, please, how can you help us? And then we designed a solution. This is the solution that we designed for the Maxi team. So basically, we use the Dynamics 365 sales environment to prepare this solution. And what does the solution contain? It contains a sales process system that contains the lead and invoice, everything in one system. So apart from that, it also gives the sales managers visibility into the performance of the business. Okay. Thirdly, this solution provides an enhanced customer experience. What do I mean by this? If Daniel is not around, somebody else can pick up the tab, and you won't have to keep following up with the customer or going back to previous conversations, because on the Dynamics 365 CRM environment, anybody can see the transaction history of the customer, right? And then lastly, the sales team productivity is also enhanced because instead of Daniel creating codes multiple times, the solution we built actually also creates the codes. Do you understand? And all of this will be demoed shortly. These are the features that are present in the solution we built. First of all, we have a custom lead form. And then, I'm sorry, I'm being too fast, but I'm just trying to meet up with time. We have a custom lead form whereby once a customer makes a new inquiry, whether via mail or via web, it comes directly into the dynamic solution. And then we have a business process flow such that no lead is lost. And then we have a product catalog, which is actually very interesting, because in this catalog, all the bikes that Maxi sells bikes and sells spare parts. All of these are populated in the product catalog along with the prices. And then we have the auto-populated quotes, which can also be customized with logos and any other information that the company needs to be on the quotes. Okay, so it makes quote generation very easy. And lastly, we have the live sales dashboard. So the sales manager, let's say Sarah, she doesn't need to keep following up with Daniel for updates on what's going on with the business, because she has full visibility of everything that is going on. And this is how the sales life cycle configuration is configured. So we start from the lead. When a lead comes in, right, Daniel is going to check the lead, and then he's going to qualify the lead. What do I mean by that? He's going to check whether or not the customer has the capacity to pay or is interested in what they are offering, which is bicycles. Okay. After the lead is qualified, then a quote is prepared. What do I mean by quote? Quote contains all the products that Maxi offers together with their prices, right? And then if Daniel sends the quote to the customer and the customer is comfortable with the quote, the customer makes an order. After making an order, if the order contains information like shipping details and all of that, and then after the order has been shipped to the customer, order has been fulfilled, then an invoice is created. Okay, and these are the these screenshots basically show the behind the scenes. You know, we configured a Power Automate flow such that whenever a lead comes in, the sales manager or whoever is in charge gets an email. This is the screenshot of the email by the side here. And then we also customize the lead form to add bicycle preference and budgets, because all of these were actually out of box. So we added this just to like customize the lead form. And then this is the products catalog I mentioned earlier. You can see the bikes on the screenshots. We have Maxi Road Bike 100, and then the prices as well as the quantity are all on this catalog. The catalog is we have more bicycles, but that was just two. And then this is the email that comes in, you know. So basically when the quote is populated or when the quote is prepared, we send the customer an email. And then this is the sales dashboard. So right now I'll be going directly into the demo. Please, how many minutes do I have?
I think you still have more time. Don't worry, continue.
Okay. So actually we just did a pre-recorded video, okay, because of time. So basically this is how it works. The new lead comes in and then we qualify the lead. So the name of the contact person, just for the sake of this demo, is Oluwatobi, and then the account is Spoke and Wheels, okay? So they are interested in purchasing a bicycle from us, right? And then we've qualified the lead. We've qualified the lead because we determined that Spoke and Wheels, they have money, they are going to buy from us. And now, yes, we've qualified the lead. Once we qualify the lead, then we go. Yes, you get this prompt, lead has been qualified. And then after that, we go into the page, the opportunities. The opportunities contains the products that were created, right? You can add the products that the customer wants, you know. That's where we have the product catalog. Yes, and then we configured a price list. Actually, there's a default price list and there's also a dealer price list. So for this demo, a default price list was actually used. And you can see here where I'm adding the products, right? So this opens up the product catalog. So right now it's just one product that is showing. And then once you click on add, it's added, the product is added automatically. And then we go next into the quotes. So the quote is going to show the product that was selected as well as the price. So it's a very seamless process. Daniel doesn't need to leave the system. Everything it needs is right here. You can see the quote ID. If a new quote is generated, a new ID is also generated. So it doesn't need to keep like switching between different versions of codes. And then once the code is created, he exports the codes. The codes can either be downloaded or it can be sent via email to the customer directly. So here the email has been sent to the customer. So for the purpose of the demo, I imputed my email, my personal email here, and I received the code in my inbox. So after this demo, I'll just walk through the one or two things on the Live Dynamics 365 environment so we can see for ourselves. So now the customer has received the email, and then you can go ahead to create an order because the customer is comfortable with the codes. If the customer is not comfortable with the codes, we also have the option to revise the codes, right? And then resend it to the customer. So now the order has been created, which means the customer ordered for the bicycle, which is the Maxi Road bike. And then once the order has been fulfilled, which means once the customer has received the order, we come here to click on fulfill order. Once the fulfill order is completed, then we create an invoice so that the customer can make payments. At the other stage, a third-party accounting tool can also be integrated. Okay. And then once the customer makes payments for the bicycle, we generate an invoice. Under the invoice option, it can either be complete or paid, but the customer has money, so he paid the complete amount. And then that's about it. So yes, and then the dashboard, I almost forgot that. So I remember saying earlier that the features we built as part of the solution was a dashboard that gives the manager visibility into everything that is going on in the business. So Sarah, who is the manager, doesn't need to keep following up with Daniel. Okay, have you given Spoke and Wheels their bicycle? No, none of that is needed because you can view everything that is happening. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into the inbox, right? I just want to show you how the email looks. Okay, so this is the email that came in for the last test that I did, and this is actually how the quotation looks. This is the quotes. It can be customized, like I said, and so this is this is the logo that we generated for Maxi, and then this is for actually another test, right? These are the products, the description, the quantity, the unit price, and the total amounts. So all of this information is given. Please, how many minutes do I have left?
Yes, you have 5 minutes left.
Okay, great. So I remember saying Daniel made an error in one of the quotations, but with this solution, he doesn't need to worry about making errors anymore because the codes are generated directly from the information that is imputed into the product. And then this is the Microsoft Power Platform flow that was created. I remember saying that whenever a new lead comes in, the contact gets an email. So I'm going to show you the email. This is the flow that was generated. So this is the manager's email or whoever is assigned for this. So what you will see is actually going to be like a generic email. It can be improved upon, of course. And then these are the, yes. So this is the email that the manager receives once a new, so you can see topic, new bike inquiry, name, the company, Spoke and Wheels, and all of that. So now I'm just going to go back into my slide because of time. And so the result of this is that Maxi now has a unified sales pipeline, which means no need for disconnected tools anymore. Everything, no need for Excel. At no point in this demo did I open an Excel sheet, which means everything is sitting in Dynamics 365 environment. The codes were auto-generated. And then we have a live dashboard as well. 3 times faster codes, 70% less manual entry, and 100% pipeline visibility. So what we did, we just scratched the surface because what we did is we just built a foundation, and in subsequent phases, we intend to also add the customer service module to our solution, such that when there's an issue with the bicycle, Spoke and Wheels can come to us, and then we'll effectively manage that by assigning them to a customer sales team, to an after sales team rather. And then we have field service. Maxi has 7 field engineers. So the next step we need to do is develop an application that can manage this field engineers and also monitor their activities. And then we also plan to roll out a contact center in the future. What would the contact center do? Basically, it will, you know how you can go into Facebook, can go into a website, and then there's a chatbot that comes up, you know. So something like that can also, we also plan to roll that out for Maxi. And these are my lovely team members. We all work together to make this come to life. They were very active. Always, you know, we brainstorm together to put this together, and I'm really grateful to each and every one of them. And I'm also grateful to my coach, Thomas Okuya, very awesome man, because I mean, I always reach out to him when I'm lost, and he always responded. So thank you very much, sir. I think that's all I have. That's all I have for this presentation. If there are any questions, I'm open to it. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, and well done. Yeah, Rachel, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't have a question. So beautiful presentation. So I'll advise you and everyone that is presenting to, because the great thing about Platform Explorers is that we're trying to make sure that apart from using the tool, you know how to solve a business problem with it, right? And sales is kind of like right now, everybody's creating AI tools, but they do need sales. Okay, because they need to get leads and stuff like that. So what you just built now, it's hot cake. So I'll tell you to go online and like create a GitHub account, add it to your CV, create a GitHub account where you have this, like upload this slide, create it to be you, like everybody in your team, everybody should have this slide, remove presented by, remove all of that, remove the Platform Explorers, it should be you, create a GitHub account, add details about the presentation, about the business problem and all of that, then add the slide to it, then link it in your CV, also go online and talk about it, because sales is hot and this is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, I really did enjoy that presentation. Just the way you were focused and, you know, walk through the problem, the solution, you know, the actual technology and all of that. I'm sure like everyone felt carried along. So very well done.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
Okay,
we're up
for
to the
for
last.
me,
Oh yes.
for
Oh my
me,
gosh. Look, we were so
of
excited. We
course,
didn't even ask the coach
I'm
for
talking about my
feedback.
team. I'm talking about my team. Yeah.
Yes,
So
please.
first, I need to apologize for not turning on my camera. I'm not at my workstation right now. So wow. Okay, team, wow. This team, wow. Okay. I've been very impressed by the effort that this team has put to work from the very start. I need to say that. Sometimes I go behind the scene, look at the back end and look at the kind of things they try their hands on, things that even goes beyond the scope of what we plan to do. And it's been very impressive. And of course, I've learned a lot from this team too. And my advice for the members of this team is you guys should stick together. Okay, you guys should stick together. You have the synergy. You can synchronize very well to build things, to come up with things that are amazing. So I would advise that you stick together, work together as a team. And who knows, your first gig, you'll be doing these things together as a team as well. So congratulations. Thank you very much.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Thomas. And like, you know, the quality of the presentations and just the confidence that every single presenter is coming with, it's really commendable. And yeah, like the point of all of this is for you to also build that network, right? So if you go into like, if you get into a tech corner, you know the people to call, right? To support, to assist, to work on gigs, to work on like projects together. So yeah, thank you very much. Well done. Okay, so we're ready for the security team, group 1. And I'm really sorry, we would end up going over time. We're supposed to wrap up by 8, but then there's so many amazing projects. But the good thing here is we have just 3 groups to go. So yeah, security group 1, are we ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Brilliant. The
Can
floor is
everyone hear
yours.
me?
Yes, we can.
Right.
Do you want to share your screen or?
Yes, I will be sharing my screen now.
All right, thank you.
Am I visible? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Precious, and I will be presenting for Group 1 of the security class. And we are going to talk about role-based access management using Microsoft Entra ID governance. The purpose of this project is to demonstrate how Microsoft Entra ID governance can be used to implement role-based access control through access packages, approval workflows, and periodic access reviews. The reason this project is important is because there are several organizations, and most of them usually have multiple departments. And because of this, there is sometimes an issue of managing how staff can access applications, can get access to systems and their resources. In most cases, there is usually a lack of a structured access management system. And because of this, staff have to handle access provisioning manually. And this would include a staff typically sending an email to IT because he or she needs to access a program. And then the IT would have to review the request. The IT manager can ask for approval. And then from the manager, the manager would then reply, after which the IT would manually add the user to the application. But in this case, all of those processes will be eliminated and automated so that once the request is made, the approval will be granted almost immediately, and the staff can access whatever systems or tool they need access to. The challenges of this is manual access provisioning, the fact that there is a lack of role-based access control, there will be no approval workflow, no periodic access reviews, which is very important, and poor visibility. The solution we have created would address the challenges of manual and unsecured access management. And because of this, we use capabilities like entitlement management, access packages, approval workflows, access reviews, and lifecycle management. So I and the team created access packages for each of the departments of our use case company. And all of the resources like applications, groups, and shared services are stacked together, which allows users, which is the staff of the organization, to request access through just a single and structured process instead of sending multiple manual requests. So my partner will proceed from here and talk about the configuration and also share some of the screenshots from the work process.
So, okay. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good evening once again. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to structure how we can manage access or resources given to each department. As we all know that for every organization, there are departments or teams that works hand in hand. Like for example, HR, what they do is quite different from what IT department do. It's quite different from what maybe finance, what they do. So we are trying to manage the resources allocated for each teams, for each group, so that every users will not have access to the resources given to another department, which helps in safeguarding or securing the organizations at large. So, what we'll be implementing is to create access packages for groups, teams member, implement approval-based access requests. That is, for access to be given, it needs to pass through some stages. Previously, my colleagues have already mentioned it, that there are stages it needs to pass through before access can be given to every requester or to every user. For example, now, if you are in a department, you want to have access to the resources given to that group or team, you need to pass through some stages to verify whether you are part of the team or you are part of the department for access to be given. So what we use in our configuration is 2 approval stages or reviewing stages before requests can be approved. And likewise, to automate access, one of the things that we do is to automate access to be expired within a span of 6 months for such a particular group or user. Because you will see that there are some organizations, once maybe one of the team members resigned or sacked, after 6 months, maybe the IT department forgot to remove such a person from the team. So automatically, what we are configuring is for the user to be automatically, removed by itself without manual input. So to implement the solution, we first created the required name, group, and access package. We then added resources such as a group or teams, application, because the one we did, we have to.
Hello, so sorry to break in.
Yes,
Precious,
sir.
if you're trying to present, you can just click on the, the present icon at the bottom. So your bottom right, yes, that one. Yes, thank you.
So here we configure policies that define how users can request access and how approvals are handled. So here we configured that approval to be given needs to pass 2 stages of review and approval within a stipulated period of 15 months. 15 days. So can we move? Wait, I can't see the slide. Hold on, please. Sorry, I think my network. I can't see the slide again. Okay.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you move to implementation? Okay, to implement this solution, we first create the required groups, or the team, or the department, and access packages. Then we add the resources. Under new access package, we go through Microsoft Entra ID, from there to entitlement management. So from there, we now move to, I'm trying to navigate us through, we configure the policies. So we now come to new access package. So under new access packages, this is where we give name to the group. To implement this, so we first created the required group name, access packages. We then add resources such as Microsoft 365 group or teams. The resources are application. My laptop is off. So finally, we configure policies to define how users request access and how approvals are handled. So can we move the security control? So after configuring the policies, we validated the solution through end user testing. How do we test? A user requested access via access point. After configuring everything, there is one link called access port on the dashboard. We now copy the link and send it to the user that want to request for access. So once the users click on the link, it will prompt the user to request for access. So before access can be granted, it will now pass through the initial configuration that we have done, that it must pass through 2 approvers
first stage approvals, second stage approval to strengthen the security policy added to the user to be requested. So after passing through the 2 stages, that is when the access can be granted, and the user will now have access to every resources allocated to such a group. So to make it automated for every new users, maybe the organization employed a new users, there is no need of, configuring it manually again. You just add the name of the user to the group. Automatically, the initial configuration will cover up with the settings we have set up, and the new user will now have access to the resources allocated to such a group. So I think the aim of this project is to allocate, access packages to users of each department or teams for them not to have access to the resources of other departments in their organization. This makes the organization data and files to be secure so that other users from another department or team will not have access to the resources being allocated to another department in their group. And I believe that with this short presentation, we should have understand how cybersecurity can mitigate and secure the data and files in an organization for others or unauthorized users not to have access to data and files that is not allocated to them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Solomon and Precious. Well done. And this is quite interesting because as of 3 p.m. today, I know you guys were going a bit back and forth trying to finalize your deck. At some point, you had 27 pages, and now you're able to bring it down to the number of pages you finally presented. So very well done on that. The only feedback I would share is when it comes to, security concepts like this, because a lot of times we're dealing with like policies and controls, right? So it's good to, if it's possible, to incorporate a live demo of the end user's experience. It would usually bring to life, like your audience can then sort of visualize, oh, this is what, it looks like. This is the problem we're trying to solve, right? But other than that, well done. Yeah, that's all I would say. And then the only other thing as well is, the parts where you had the 4 different configurations in one page, that can be difficult to review because you're trying to put so much in that one page. So in a case like that, because it's images, they can actually sit in different slide pages just to go through the configuration, right? And then your audience can then understand, okay, this is what was actually configured. But then outside of that, very well done and good effort. Okay, do we have anyone else have any feedback, or we're good for group 2? All good. All right, so over to you, group 2, security group 2.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Vadim, good evening.
I hope everybody's doing fine. We are kind of excited. I'll manage the slides for our presenters, and I'd like to give them a couple of minutes just to get ready, and we'll take the opportunity just to thank Juan, our coach, for all her time, and she has spent quite a time with us and put a bit of effort. Thank you so much, and thanks for all the support.
Thank you. So are you sharing your deck?
I'm gonna share it now.
Okay. All right then.
You let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, Clement, Chubimna, are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, Clement, so you have the word.
Okay, thank you, Vadim. Good evening, everyone. I am Clement, a representative and member of Group 2 of cybersecurity class. With me is Chidema, and other members of the group are Vadim and Uno. In the next 5 minutes or thereabouts, I shall be making a use case presentation on role-based application access package. Before I commence my presentation, please permit me to state that my colleagues and I spent time in implementing this use case access package by having several calls on a different number of occasions in the group in Google Meet to ensure that we implemented this use case package. So I'll give the overview of the use case. Our use case outlines the process for a company to create access packages for specific applications based on user teams using Microsoft Entra ID governance. Our goal was to streamline asset management by creating access packages and enforcing access reviews every quarter. Starting with the problem statement. Organizations often provision groups, applications. Starting with the problem statement. Next slide, please. Organizations often provision groups, applications, and SharePoint access through manual steps. These manual steps usually create delays, inconsistent approval, weak auditability, and access reach. Instead of granting access to each resource individually, administrators bundle related resources into a single access package and allow users to request access through a defined approval process. This helps prevent users waiting longer for access. Now let's look at our solution. Next slide, please. We created an access package known as Group 2 Role-Based App Access Sales Team, as you can see on in the screenshot under Group 2 catalog. So we bundled one Microsoft 365 group and team, one enterprise app, and one SharePoint site into a single access package. We also enabled my access self-service with a custom question and required business justification. We further configured a two-stage approval workflow with designated approvers. In our own case, the designated approvers we selected were Chidema and Uno. And we also configured approval justification. We also applied a 180-day assessment duration plus biannual access reviews. This solution centralized role-based access into one secure, auditable request workflow. Next is the configuration settings. Next slide, please. So my group and I were able to add resources to the catalog, resources such as apps, groups, and SharePoint. And we also assigned resource roles to the access package. For group and teams, we added Group 2 collaboration and assigned it a member role. For applications, we chose Box. We chose Box for Group 2 and assigned it a user role. And for SharePoint sites, we selected Group 2 collaboration site and assigned it site members roles, as you can see in the screenshot. We also configured who can request access and grant approvals. As for who can request access, we all agreed that we were going to select Vadim and my own humble self as the requester or the requester for such access package. At this juncture, I would like to hand over the rest of the presentation to my co-presenter to carry on from here. Chidema, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Clement. Good evening, everybody, and all protocols duly observed. So for the approvals and governance, we configured there is a 2 designated approval stages. That we have 2 admins that will approve it. And we also have a 3-day decision window. That means if there's a request made by a user or by a requester, it has a 3-day lifeline, And after that 3 days, the request goes off. So that means the requester has to request again. And we also have the justification for every request that is made. There must be a business justification so that we will know if this person is actually in this team. Why should we give this role to this person? Or why should this person be given access to these applications? Is it really needful? And what would the person role with the person we having? Is it a read or is it a write access to that application? And also there is also a 180 assignment life cycle. There is a biannual 7 days access review for every member, for every request that is being made. And also there's a reminder that is enabled for all custom extension. And for this team, it's not just being an admin in an organization. It shows for this application and environment we use, it shows that the custom extensions are not made available to us, even that we are the admin. So this is also how the application works. Every role is being monitored. Please, next slide. Next. Okay, so the outcome summary of this project, we successfully configured a package and we published the package and we published it in the access, like myaccess.com. So that is where the link will be copied and shared with any of the requesters. That is via that link, they will request for access to that application, and they will give a justification that and other additional information. Without that, they will not be able to submit the request to the team that will be approving it. So as the request progresses through a 2-stage approval workflow that with designated approvals, which is me and my Chidima and Ono, and the requesters are Vadim, because we need to test the applications. We need to test the applications, how it works before we deliver it to production and for other people to use. So the requested status is in two. There's a deny and there's an approve. If the request is being denied, the requester will see it from their end. And if the request is being approved, the requester will see it. And this, when it's approved, the requester will have access to those packages, which includes the collaboration groups like Microsoft Teams, a SharePoint site, and the applications that the requester is needed for their day-to-day tasks. Also, the business value. Why is this important? This curbs the manual provisioning of applications or roles and all that, while improving traceability and in the organization. Next slide, please. Okay, so what are the lessons we learned from this project? So the correct first is not just the catalog has to be correctly configured. If not, the packages will not be visible on the end of the user. Also, combining custom questions, justifications, and stage of approvals are really essentials for audit readiness of these applications. Also, there is an expiration and reoccurring reviews, and these are essentials. Now, there is an end-to-end testing is very important, because at the end of the day, we found that there's a downtime whereby the single sign-on was not configured, and even at the level where the approvals have been given to the requester was not able to make use of this application because a single sign-on was not configured in that environment. So we have to proceed to do that. As the screenshot can be seen, on our slide. So what are the actions that need to be improved on? For a production environment, there needs to be a ready approvals and also alternative approvals, and for a broader user coverage. Also, they extend the models to additional team and business roles with catalog specific packages. Also, for a validate enterprise application launch, such as the SSO behavior after the assignment, and capture evidence as can be seen on the screen. At the end of the day, access review is very important, and this is being automated in our environment, so that not just assigning license, the access are necessary at the end of the day, so that to curb security in our environment. What is the at the end of the day, the implementation of this project shows how Microsoft 365 Microsoft Entra ID governance can simplify security access management through a controlled request and approval delivery and review workflow. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. We are open for questions.
Thank you. Well done. I'm sure most of you might have seen me just smiling while the presentation was going through. And that's just because this is actually, Chidima, very well done. This is probably the longest I've heard you speak, right? In calls that we've been on. Usually you would be like, contributing in the chat, contributing in, different ways when we have classes. So it's really good to, hear you all present, hear you all share your views, see the effort that you've all put in this presentation. And one thing I always like to say, like the feedback is similar to the feedback I gave to group 1, which is that especially when it comes to including images in your presentations, right? You want to make sure that they are in readable formats. If people cannot really make sense of the image, like if they can't really visualize it or see it clearly, then probably it shouldn't be there, right? Or it should have its own page, just so that there's clarity when people see it. And one thing that I would like all of us to leave, like if we're leaving with one thing on this call, it's really about all the presentations you've seen or you've heard. You would notice that there's something like they're all unique in their own ways, but in many ways they can be connected. Right. So imagine we heard a presentation of, the cloud computing team saying that they can build an application, right? The Uber application on the Azure platform. The data analytics team can actually visualize and make sense of customer data. CRM team can build the platform where customers then manage their invoicing. And then the security team is then saying to give access to all of these resources, right? We need to verify users' identity, verify that they are who they say they are, verify that they should even have access to that resource. And once that's done, it's approved, they have access. There's an access review being carried out much later in, when the project progresses. So it's really to think around, like in all of this, security is that red thread, what connects all of the different technologies, right? Ensuring that the organization remains safe. So, and all of us can, like, the idea is we're then able to each collaborate, bring in our different expertise and then create projects that are really mind-blowing, to be honest. But yeah, very well done, very good effort, to the cybersecurity team. Good to see. So now we're on to the last presentation, the last but definitely not least, which would be by our Power Platform team. Martin, are you here? Yes, he's ready. The floor is all yours. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Martin Osime, representing the Power Platform Code. Yeah, so basically, the project that I'll be explaining is about the employee onboarding tracker, and this ties, to a practical scenario of a company, called Contose HR, for instance. Employees, new employee, or like that has no employees, but these data are scattered, in Excel, or they're stored in Excel. Yeah, so this creates a problem, of tracking the onboarding journey of each new hire. So, for instance, let's say employee BC, was added to the company. That employee needs his access card. He needs to get a laptop, for instance. He needs to get access to some applications, right? So if those data are stored in Excel and are not tracked, it's difficult for the HR personnel, to know the point at which each employee is, in the onboarding stage, and that's why we had to come up with this design, to make the process automated, so that the HR or the company as a whole can track, the employee journey, right, and then make them ready. So for instance, if they're resuming in 3 days, I mean, are all the stuff ready? Are the ID cards ready? Have the laptop be procured? Have they gotten the access, so that when they come, they'll be happy, right? So that's the aim of this project. So if you look at the first image here, it talks about scattered tracking. I mean, there's no real-time tracking of what's going on. There's inconsistent setup. The employees show up, surprised that I don't have my laptop ready. I don't have my ID card. What's going on? And that, creates a what's called the negative impression, of the company, to the employee. So the solution that we employed was using the consultant approach, instead of just going to start building apps or building stuff, or creating a flow. We used the consultant approach, which involved first of all, phase one about designing, talks about understanding the business scenario. What is Contoso really experiencing? What are the challenges? Then what is stakeholders involved? What roles are involved in this process? What's the business requirements? That means that what should the system do to solve this problem? What is the criteria? That means what test do we do? Yeah, should I yes? What we built, is really standing test of time or really meeting the needs or really automating our process. And then we have the logic and the process flow. So this is very important because according to our teacher, before you start doing anything, you need to understand what we are doing, so that when you start building the process, you begin to tie them back to the process and then the requirements. And then we move to the phase two, which talk about building the model-driven app. So Power Platform has many tools. And in this project, there's the new hire, there's the staff that is assigned, tasks for this new hire, there's the HR and the likes. So we just picked the model-driven app to solve the internal HR process, of tracking the onboarding process or the onboard stage. Let me go to the next slide. Coming. So the stakeholders involved are the HR partner, the head of HR, the operational staff, which are those that are assigned. For instance, IT should be tasked with, creating the email for the new user, assigning a laptop for the new user. Someone in facility should be assigned with, helping that person get a desk, for instance. So if it's a physical work, before the staff come, you should have his desk ready, his station should be ready, and then the manager or the line manager of whoever is assigned, each role. So this talks about the system that we built, the tables that we use and that are involved in this processes, the automated flows. There's more, but for now, as in we just built about 12 for now. It's a huge project, so we could not finish it, but what about 12 for now? Then the security role, then the stage. Okay, so this is the ERE diagram for this solution. So we have the employee record here. We have the onboarding record. We have the new employee, the task templates, the staff, the role, and department. So this just shows the process flow, or so the diagram for the process, and this help build a solid system. So this also talks about the tables involved, and the new hire table, which is the employee, then the onboarding record, the task, the department. And this talks about the business flow, so the stage one is the HR person going to the system, which is the model-driven app, to input the data for the new hire, that got employed into the system. Then stage two talks about the task, that needs to be done. Stage 2 and 3 actually talk about the task and that should be done. You have to make this employee, ready, for his day one on the job. And then stage 4 talks about closing everything once all the tasks have been completed for each record. This is an overview of the process flow. We have the pre-boarding where the HR person goes to the system to input the details of the new hire. We have the preparation, onboarding process completed. Then the flows that we built. There's, like I said, there are a lot of flows, so this is a sample of them. So the first one talks about task generation. So if, for instance, employee Sheon get added to the system, some tasks get assigned to some people for Sheon. So for instance, Okoro, as the IT support person, get notified that, oh, there's a new hire on board. It needs a new email. You are assigned this task. Mr. Adewa, for instance, who's the business person or the facility manager, get assigned a task, get an email that, oh, Sheon has been hired newly, you need to get his workstation prepared. I mean, you need to go fix that before day one. So that's the tax flow. There's day one readiness. So I'm just trying to recap because of time. This is an example of an email that one of the assignee got, for the new hire. In this case, is Chinedu is the IT guy. He has to prepare the laptop for the new person so that from day one he's ready to do his job. So this stuff is built for a real life scenario, and it entails role businesses, environment variables, access levels, reference, and all whatnot. So these are what, like I said, it's a huge project. These are what you need to be put in place, to make it ready, for live usage, the other stuff that needs to be done. So as time goes on, we'll implement that. Right. So I'll quickly go to the live demo. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see us.
Yeah. So this is a live demo. So this is the model-driven app, for instance. So as the HR person, I get a landing page that shows an overview of the onboarding journey for the hires, for the new hires. So for instance, you have 5 persons that I've been put in STEM, that the HR person has onboarded them on STEM, but their task has not been completed yet. Those 2 have been completed, 2 are in progress. And if you look at the onboarding record, let me go to the view. So the view shows, this is the active view, so shows all the records. So for instance, this record 1 shows that employee Adewale, and that also, this is a past dates on the 1st of June, has gotten all his tasks completed. So if I click on the record, for instance, right, and I go to the task, and I can see that all the tasks that is linked to the new employee. The person has resumed already, has been completed. The laptop that ought to be prepared, assigned by Chinedu, has been done. The email that ought to be set up for him has been done. BC Adewale has assigned the desk to him. He has gotten his access card by BC Adeni also. Femi has approved all the document that the new guy signed. As a result, everything is complete, and the process flow shows that yes, completed. Let me do a test. For instance, Abigail ought to resume on the 9th of June, right? And the day one readiness here showing that it's at risk. So what I did was to measure this at risk. So I used in the group, we used a 3-day window for this. That means in 3 days' time, if this employee has not gotten his tasks, done by those that are assigned, this day one readiness turned to at risk, right? And the head of HR get an email. So this email, is here. So as you can see, it is an automated flow that was built in this place. This is the day one readiness check. So this check, it runs through the table to check for those that are due to resume in 3 days' time, but I've not gotten their tax sorted out. So if I do a test again, let me do a test of this flow. Do a test using a recent trigger. If I do a test, for instance, the head of HR should get an email that employee social person is, there are 2 staff actually. So let me use Toby Adewale in this case. So you see that the new hire Toby Adewale starts on the 9th of June and has 5 days, 5 tasks outstanding. So that prompts the head of HR to reach out to those that have been assigned all these tasks. So for instance, let's go to Toba Adewale. It's Toby, okay, record 9. Toba Adewale. The task. So these are them. So they are all still not, as in they've been untouched by those that are assigned, you know, for some reasons. So the HR is getting that email. In short, these people are also getting the email. Chinedu also got the email that, you know, you have a pending tax. And so as a call of time, I'm trying to rush. I think I did it and this is it. Right, so there's a overdue tax for you. I mean, you need to complete it. It was due on the 5th of June. So this is an example of, you know, the system. So he's automating the system, the process. So, you know, to prompt those that ought to do some tax. That guys, you need to do this stuff and this tax. This person is resuming on the 9th. Imagine him coming to the company and it doesn't have the laptop ready, you know. So this is what, you know, we built, you know, to make the process automated and trackable. If you notice, for instance, John Toby tax is not started, although it on the 16th. So his one is not showing at risk. Which let me bring it to all the views. So his tax is not showing at risk, John Toby, right? Because it's resuming on the 16th. So I mean, the team still has time to work on it. That's why that's why this is not showing at risk. This is showing, let me see. So, and it's showing that not started. That means that none of his tasks have been started. So if I go to this guy in a record, go to the task, and let's say let's say I'm Okoro Chinedu, and I've done his email. If I say that, okay, this shall be completed. I say, okay, it was done today. Done by Chinedu, Okoro Chinedu, right? And I say completed. You watch that not started, you know, turns to pending. That means that, okay, it's in progress. So if I save this, save and close. So the John Toby task, if I refresh, and that shows in progress. If it was not started, was now is in progress. That means, okay, there's some activity that is going on as regards this new hire, you know, as it gets into the company. So I'll stop here. I mean, there's a lot. This is the flow that was created so far by the group. And this is about 12. I mean, there's still more. Like I said, it's a huge project, and over time, you know, as we continue to build, we'll add to it. So thank you. I'll stop here. Yeah, I've done the other test that shows that the new employee got a welcome message. But let me do that. The new employee. So so the HR is creates new process, which is shown for. Oh, sorry. The new employee is Shehu in this case. Shehu Okimbaloye, for instance. The assigned HR is Ayomide Lawal. If I save, let me see if I get any. Okay, it's telling me that I need to put the date, which is this. I mean, this is one of the things that was put in place to ensure that all records are imputed before you can save. And I save this, save and close. So this new hire ought to get an email. So I put my email as the test email. Let me see if I'll get the email. Okay, see. So Shewon has gotten the email. Hi, Shewon, welcome. I'm glad to have you. You know, you can click here to onboard your details. You know, and if I go back, the staffs involved should get prompts that hey, one we need staff, you need to work on his laptop. So I'm using my emails because yeah, as the assigned people also. I mean, but like I said, in a real case, you know, this shouldn't be the case. So, but for test purpose, I'm showing you that yes, those that are assigned the task are gotten the email prompting that, oh, there's a task that you need to work on for this new employee, you know, and that happened because as the HR person, I came to, you know, create a record and then start the process of onboarding the guy. So, so like I said, this is a test. The other thing that need to be put in place. For instance, I need to create some more security levels so that HR1 only sees HR1 task, HR2 HR1 only see HR1 onboarding task, HR2 only sees HR2 task, like I said, those are under security rules. So I'll stop here. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Martin. He was just like, I'm the last presenter, so I'm gonna take all the time in the world. Solomon is like, he's enjoying it. He definitely was. Thank you very much. Yeah, over to you, Rachel.
Yeah, that was a very good presentation. And you built the solution yourself, right? Hi, Martin.
Yes.
That's really nice. You worked on the model-driven app, you worked on the flows, you worked on the business process flow, you have automation back and forth. It's really, really amazing. But there's something, I have a feedback for you, and that has to do with your presentation. You have to stick to your problem and your solution, because you got to a certain point where it kind of turned to a training, and it's never supposed to be a training. It's a presentation. You are presenting a problem and you are presenting a solution that you have given. Like the slide where you had tables, like the area of the diagram is fine, but the slide where you had tables, like 9 tables, there was no need for that. Some slides that you had, even some slides I noticed in some slides that you had, that I noticed, that I said, okay, maybe you would talk a bit about it because they were important, but you didn't dwell on them. You just talked about, you went into the technical part of it. Do you get? So you did really well.
I think he mistakenly left the call.
Yeah, he
rather than
mistakenly
stop
left the call.
sharing.
Yeah. But he did very well, yeah. It's
He
a very
did.
big solution, and so it's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, I could see like it was a very packed solution, and then he tried to explain that in 15, a bit extending minutes. But yeah, very well done, everyone. And thank you very much for bearing with us, because we went over 40 minutes, like literally 50 minutes over time, right? But it was really, really impressive seeing all of the work, all of the efforts that you all put in. And like, it's clear that what we've experienced right now, it goes beyond just a series of presentations. It really shows that dedication, the hard work, the ideas that you all put in, like, okay, how do we go about this? And that shared technical insight. So it's really interesting to see how you guys brought together your different knowledge, how you've, grown and explored over the last few weeks, and the amount of, the effort that really went into all the presentations. So thank you, and very, very well done. Before I hand over to Rachel, the plan now is we would actually review, like, all of the projects have been absolutely amazing, but then we'll most likely reach out to a couple of you to do like a follow-up, and another literally present again at our closing ceremony for next weekend. We will communicate when the closing ceremony will hold, and like we shared, the individuals who will be awarded, getting the certificate of completion or of participation would be those who actively participated in the group presentations, in the group assignments and projects. So just wanted to mention that so that we're all clear on that side of things. But thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know, Rachel, I don't know if you have anything to say. Thomas is still on the call. Thomas, what do you think? Like, everything was just like back to back. I'm like, wow, oh my God, these guys are like, they're on fire. But yeah.
I'm amazed, actually. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at what I've seen so far. I just believe that you guys can break the sky ceiling. It's you can do a lot, like the presentations were all good. Yeah. Of course, there will be feedback to help us improve on how we communicate ideas, especially when they're on slides. Okay. One thing I would like to also say is that when you create your deck, always ensure to have a presentation note, so that you don't read off your deck. Once you do that, it also helps in how you coordinate and organize your presentations. Overall, It's been great. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everyone. Thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. Like within this short period of time, you guys have done so much. You have learned so much. And like I said, Power Platform, if I say Power Platform, Platform Explorers, we are just here to make sure that even though you know the tool, we want you that when you get into the industry, when you are given a business problem to work on, you know how to implement that tool, right? And you can be able to have, like, given this presentation now, you can be able to ask, when people ask you, like, what have you done in the task that you have been assigned? Can you explain what you have done? You can be able to communicate clearly. And these are the reasons for the presentation, the classes, working on the business problem and the solution. And what I will keep advising you, the tech industry is so hard right now. So you need to market yourself. All this project that you have done, it's amazing, okay? You need to talk about it online and make sure that when you're talking about it online, don't just talk about the implementation. People don't really care about the implementation. What they care about is the solution that you are providing to a business problem. That is what they care about. So when you go online and you talk about it that I solved this business problem for a sharing company, for a driving share company, and this is how I use Azure to implement it. Or this is a sales company, this is a company, and this is how I use sales to implement to solve their business problem, right? So that is the way you talk about it. And when you talk about it, you can just post online. I think in 2022, I posted online about it was so easy, like it was very simple. It was about like SQL with Power Automate, automating with Power Automate, right? And then I talked about it online. I just talked about it in the sense of not just the implementation, but the business problem, and then how I use Power Automate to solve that business problem. And somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn like, hey, we have this specific problem right now in our organization. Can you help me also build it? Do you get? So you can get, apart from getting job opportunities, you can also get freelancing opportunities from this things. Yeah. So thank you. And don't forget to add it to your CV, add it to a GitHub repository. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll let you go now. We'll continue to communicate in the groups, but once again, thank you, and very well done. Really proud of you all. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend.